All right, what's up, guys? Hope you're all well. We will get straight into it with a crypto market update. There has been a few, a few moves this weekend. So we're gonna do our best to dive in to them. I'm actually gonna start with USDT dominance today because we have just broken the hourly low. So this was our hourly low going off basic market structure using our 6 candle rule. I will not explain what the 6 candle rule is, as I have done that many times before. But that is our market structure low on the hour. So we front run it there, front run it again there, creating some nice triple lows here. And there we go, right here, breaking it this morning at 7 a.m. Australia time. Not the cleanest break, because we've broken it and then we haven't really we've kind of wicked it. Like we broke it, then wicked low. We failed to really close below this wick, and now we have slowly climbed back up a little bit, and then we've come back down. So now we're kind of just in this rangy price action here, but we're now officially bearish on the hourly, which is a start for USDT dominance. And I've also outlined my 1 hour market structure high, which is right here. So should we come back up and break back up to bullish, then I've got that there. But otherwise, yeah, we are now officially bearish on the hourly. We've still got quite a bit to go before we can be bearish on our 4 hourly low, which is there. And that's also probably where our daily low is. No, daily low is below that. Yeah. So yeah, for now we are bearish on the hourly, so we can expect alts to, at least in the short time frame or the hourly time frame, to be bullish. And that is exactly what Bitcoin has been doing so far. So technically speaking, you could say this is like borderline distribution with our tap 1, Wyckoff low, deviation 1 / tap 2, and then we have our third tap right there. The only thing is I don't think there was ever a clean break of structure there. So yeah, this isn't even a 15-minute low, so this is invalid. Maybe if we're lucky, yeah. We have a 10-minute market structure low right here, which has just been SFP'd so many times. So that was a 10-minute SFP. And given we've SFP'd this, I am expecting us to go high and actually clear that third tap. Yeah, which might make me want to look at this as a local range, just like that. That can be possible, and we get, we get something like this. That is definitely possible, but yeah, but for now I'm just going to be patient. I've got my alert set here. I've reset my alert here where we can get a break of structure. But based on the fact that we've SFP this twice already and now coming back, like, it is telling me that overall Bitcoin wants to go higher. And then also to be like, you want to pay attention to this supply above. I do feel like if we are going to get a reversal, it's not going to happen just right at this point. Also, given that we've created 2 levels of demand below, I don't think we're just going to randomly break structure here, as much as we have done 3 taps. Not confirmed it, but I don't see us just coming back and breaking structure after SFPing it twice and then maybe doing something like that. I feel like this won't happen. If anything, I feel like we're going to get some local distribution somewhere in here, because there is supply above. If we are to get this distribution in the first place, we might not. You never know. But yeah, that is the aim with Bitcoin. This is it? yeah, we're still technically speaking trending in a hourly. Are we still bearish on the hourly? Well, that's my market structure high, which got SFP'd. And this has been SFP'd again. We have another SFP there on the high. So yeah, actually, yeah, now we are trending bullish on the hourly time frame. With our hourly market structure low down here. So that should be monitored there. So yeah, Bitcoin is now aligning, the opposite effect it has with USDT dominance, and it is now bullish on the hourly as USDT dominance is now bearish on the hourly. So we can see the inverse correlation happening quite nicely at the moment. But yeah, like long term, I am expecting us to hit this mid to short term. I'm expecting us to hit this distribution model. Not hit this distribution model, hit this supply and maybe form a distribution model there. But yeah, like you can see this already, this range is starting to look less and less clean. Don't need that there. Yeah, so that is Bitcoin, which also means you can kind of expect alt to go higher in the short term and then maybe distribute sooner rather than later. ETH, I can already see a distribution within this higher time frame range happening. So yeah, this higher time frame range is still very much valid. Nothing wrong with that, and yeah, I'm sure you can all see it as well. A potential distribution right there. It also doesn't include the demand below, so that's actually quite nice. But from what I'm seeing, this may have already been confirmed. Not entirely. I'm still happy to use this as extreme liquidity. Should we come back up? That's fine. So this is still at play for ETH. And we are obviously in a higher time frame range. Optimal scenario is quite evident here. We confirm this model, bang, 3 tap, mitigate demand, and then come back up to create our second tap of our high time frame range, and then our third tap, so it becomes something like this. That is probably the best case scenario, and then we come back down into demand here, but we will see what happens. Cake. It's a little bit too far out for my liking, but this could be technically a valid model. Model 1. Like, yeah, that's within my DL range. We've obviously mitigated every demand that was here. This could be a confirmed model. I'm hoping that this is valid supply that we can target for a retest and break of structure back down. That is the plan here. Let's see what this looks like on the lower time frame. Don't mind this, we have overlapping supply, which is quite valid. So if we come up in here, I will definitely allow a potential retest, break of structure back down, and entry on the break of structure here. I don't need a local model to happen. Don't need one. Just a retest, break of structure, and all I need to do is enter on that break of structure for a model 1 going into an extended model 2. Textbook price action here. So yeah, it's just a matter of will that happen. It is a little bit like not so much a rangy price action, it's more so just a slow upwards move. But that is why I have this POI here, that we hopefully get some more rangy price action and come back in here eventually, and then bang, as soon as we get that break of structure, I can enter and set my stop loss. So yeah, like that's the plan here. In terms of supply or anything like that here, not a whole lot, nothing really interests me. Yeah, so far, like, this is actually not as bad as I thought for cake. And same thing, yeah, looking at the higher time frame, this could just be a move back down to create this accumulation model, and then we can then long back up to range high. So there's a lot of things at play here with cake. But yeah, well, as I said, we will see what happens. Return to zone is quite nice. It's actually really, really nice. Well, definitely one of the nicer return to zones we've seen so far. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that, to be honest. BNB is looking to create its third tap from its potential third tap from a potential Model 1. Yeah, from a Model 1 perspective, I would just be a little bit careful, just same thing because of the overall context. Right now we are trading higher on alt, so just be careful that you don't get trapped out in the sense of price just continues to climb. I'm just having a look here to see if there is anything worth looking at. There is supply here. Not the cleanest, but it is supply. It's a valid structure supply. And then if we look at supply here, this has been mitigated. So there is a little bit of a supply chain. And then you do have some refined supply above. So there's quite a little bit of supply protecting price. So a distribution here might not be the worst idea. But similar to Bitcoin, it might just be worth trying to be patient and really wait unless we get some very clean break of structure to the downside, just in case price wants to come up and mitigate the supply, because there is quite a bit of supply above which can be mitigated. So yeah, just be a little bit patient with this. That is all I will say. Once again, a return to zone looks like decent. Yeah. But yeah, just be patient. I do think that this, if anything, will become a model one. So we will see when we get those, when we get that third tap, or if we get that third tap. But yeah, I have set my alert and we will be patient. Link. Not a whole lot for Link at the moment. I'm still kind of focused on that higher time frame range. Yeah. Preferably higher time frame range here for Link is still my main target. Even for Ton as well. Is this valid supply? I feel like it might be valid supply, guys. We're definitely going to need to check this on the lower time frame. If this is valid supply, then yeah, I'm definitely focused on the higher time frame range here. No doubt about that. Yeah, and we even have refined supply here over here. So be careful regarding this. Don't just look at this main supply area. Look at the refined supply, which may have actually been, yeah. Okay, the refined supply has been mitigated, so we can still focus on this because there is still a lot of supply above. So yeah, overall, for Ton, definitely look at the higher time frame range here. Not really too focused in any internal price action at the moment. And those equal lows have been swept. So yeah, plan remains the same. Just be patient and look on, or focus on the distribution. All this is now invalid. Demand has been mitigated. Maybe look for a model 1 in the sense of this being tap 1, these two being a second tap, and then a third tap being even as low as into this demand, I can kind of allow that. Something like that. If we look at the timing, tap 1 to 2, 5 days, 8 hours. Tap 2 to present, 4 days. And here would be around a valid as like the longest. Yeah, this is pretty much at the limit for a valid third tap. Anything past this is kind of too stretched out. So yeah, still valid. I will leave my drawing as is just to have a look at this. And then I will set an alert as well. Should we get that third tap from an accumulation perspective? Like, yeah, this definitely looks like a bottoming formation for XLM. Yes, there is a lot of demand below, but it doesn't have to get mitigated. Like, so far we're expecting this. So yeah, we could be in for a nice like 100, 150, 160 plus move, even a 200% move to the top. Even up to like at least here, yeah, I can see us doing at least 160% on XLM. So this could be quite nice for a potential long, or like just spot entries. So yeah, we could be quite at the pivot point here, which will be very, very interesting. So we will see what happens with XLM. At the moment, yeah, I just need to be a bit more patient for this model. So we'll leave that as is. Pepe slowly moving towards that second tap. Yeah. Just focus on the higher time frame at play here for Pepe. And I do think Pepe can go lower. Even Pepe, maybe it's bottoming out. It is, no, to be fair, it looks pretty aggressive on the way down. Like, you've got supply here. Quite valid structure supply, to be honest. What does this look like on the lower time frames? Okay, it's all kind of been mitigated, so not as bad as I thought. So yeah, that's fun. I don't have to use this as supply. Yeah, focus on the higher time frame for Pepe. Well, this is just absolutely ran through the roof. You can see a little compression there. Bomb, bomb. Yeah, not a whole lot of anymore. Just let it do its thing. Sol. Just because of where it is, contextually speaking, I kind of feel like that distribution model isn't really going to happen, and I feel like we're going to reclaim this range quite nicely, and then maybe eventually come back down for that third tap of the high time frame accumulation and move back up. But for now, this distribution is still just at play. Well, we ran through supply. There's also demand, obviously, below. And demand is exactly in the middle of EQ. However, this might be a similar setup in the sense of there's no real entry. Is that valid on the hourly? I will just count this as an inside bar candle, so I'll give the benefit of the doubt to the 45-minute time frame. And this is our 45-minute market structure low. Just see if I can still see the chart colors, because I don't think I can. No. I definitely cannot see the chart colors here. Yeah, this is not practical at all, unfortunately. But yeah, even so, like, this is just too much of an uptrend. No real range bound price action, so I wouldn't be paying too much attention to this. Similar to Bitcoin, I think it was Bitcoin that we were talking about. Yeah, even like Bitcoin. If you look at this, this isn't a range anymore. It's just kind of like it's kind of just upwards market structure, which is, yeah, why I still do believe that we're going to go higher into this supply at minimum. And I can kind of say the same thing with Sol. So I will leave that as is, and I will set my alerts here just in case. Boom. All right, SUI. Same thing, SUI, not the same thing, but SUI, I will just focus on the higher time frame range here. That's it, really. Everything else kind of remains the same. Focus on the higher time frame range. Fartcoin as well. Focus on the higher time frame range. It is annoying that we front ran that high, but that is what the markets do. They don't move to how you want them to move, so you just have to adapt. There's like some demand here. I just want to double check. It's not valid demand using the 6 candle, but I want to see if it has been mitigated on any lower time frames, because by the looks of it, it's still valid. Yeah, this is actually valid demand, so I will use this. That's fine. So I would just be careful with any sort of shorts on Fartcoin for the time being. Aave, yeah, this is no longer of interest to me. This range right here is pretty much what I envisaged that Bitcoin and Sol are going to do, and they're almost already doing that. So just be a little bit careful. Don't try short that first move up or that first pullback. Price can pull back a little bit more than just a little, you know. If price does this, don't try short that little move up. Price is very much able to do this and continue going. So like for Bitcoin and Sol, we're kind of like there, but we want us to just be patient and wait for it to come up that little extra bit higher, and then we can short somewhere there. So that is kind of the idea there. So yeah, Aave at the moment, not too fussed with how price is moving. Same thing with, we are making that deviation from an accumulation standpoint, but we're failing to deviate from a distribution standpoint more locally. Asta, not expecting a lot here, to be honest. And Asta remains the same. Asta remains very much the same. Render. Accumulation complete. Litecoin, very similar to what I just talked about regarding Aave and where Bitcoin and Sol, and what Bitcoin and Sol might be doing. Litecoin has also done that. Just expect more of a pullback up before we can look for a distribution. Like, don't just try short. As soon as we do the slightest retracement, look for a price to come a bit deeper, or like quite a bit more deeper, and then we can look for a potential distribution somewhere in there. Doge. Doge is kind of still at play, and I don't mind what it's doing so far. So yeah, with Doge, I'm actually going to be patient and just monitor this for a little bit longer. See what it does. Still no real demand below, so I'm happy with price is for the time being. Virtual is not doing a whole lot at the moment. Hype, same thing, not too interested in price action at the moment. Pump, from a distance perspective, I feel like we've kind of invalidated this. At least it looks like it has been invalidated for me. Let's say 20 hours, we'll call it, between tap 1 and 2, and then from tap 2 to current, we are, yeah, pretty much there. So this is no longer valid. Maybe we can look at this from a new range pool and just, yeah, set our alerts there. We can move that up, that's fine. Quant is leaving behind some really nice, or a really nice return to zone. I'll look at this as a potential range. We've even got liquidity here. XMR is kind of just compressing there locally. X up here as well, just focus on the high time frame range. Not a whole lot to do. Bitcoin Cash, we have some supply there. And then Trump, it has moved up quite a bit. Do we have any potential distributions? I feel like we've kind of just had it, although not the cleanest. There's your distribution model there. Yeah, I definitely expect this thing to dump. Probably hit this soon. If there was supply here, then that could have been valid. Boom. Yeah, you can like borderline count this as valid supply. Because this here has obviously been mitigated, but then this hasn't. So you can look at it from that perspective. But yeah, the second I saw Trump pump the way it did, I was like, yeah, just monitor the chart and look out for a distribution because it is bound to happen. Return to zone is beautiful. Yeah, overall fairly decent. Perfect tap right there. And yeah, expect this to hit range low pretty soon. If you caught this, well done. Yeah, we're going lower. How are we for time? 37 minutes. Let's have a quick squiz on commodities. Yeah, to be fair, I'll just be careful here because a lot can happen with market open. So yeah, it's really all dependent on how we open. Run away, run away. Seasons I'm not going to bother with the sentiment at the moment just until we get the market open because that can skew a lot of things, as we know. All right, commodities is done. That was quick. Well, it's a bullish now. So there's just a little fly on the screen. I was trying to grab it. But yeah, definitely bullish for now. So may as well do that. AUD CAD. This looks interesting. Yeah, so when it's done this, not a fan. Where we've confirmed the tap 3 there from a Model 2 perspective, but then we've actually come down and then deviated it again, but still within a Model 2. We haven't actually sweat. Oh, actually, sorry, I may stand corrected here. Okay, this is just, you lucky fucker, this is just a Model 1. So this is actually a valid, yeah, this is a valid Model 1. I stand corrected. Yeah, like you're still bullish on the. I'm just trying to see what market structure was broken here. I think maybe 15-minute. No, not even 15-minute, maybe 10-minute. Right, so we've broken 10-minute market structure. So you can, technically speaking, you can kind of enter this. Like, boom. There's your entry. And that will give you a nice and perpetrate this for a laugh. Yes. Count balance. Okay. Sell. Risk USD. No, I don't. I just want market. Well, can I actually just do this? Units. So if my stop loss is at 0.98598, nah. Boom. Does that work? Has that been like actioned or orders? There it is. All right, we'll see that on market open. Boom. So yeah, we're still bullish on the hourly, just an FYI there, guys. You can look at this as kind of being semi-counter context because there is so much supply above, and we're essentially trading upwards. Like, we are in an uptrend. So just because I've sort of done this little cheeky scalp here, this can be deemed as semi-counter context, so just be aware of that. But yeah, we'll see what happens. All right, let's keep the ball rolling here. Not interested in that as an accumulation whatsoever. Yeah, just waiting for price to... Waiting for the trading week to commence. And GBP, JPY, my old nemesis. This thing's been going on for fucking ages. Oh my days. Same thing, I'm waiting for price to open here. This has just been one big fucking shit show. Yeah, I'm just gonna wait for price to open here as well. Not a whole lot. Euro USD as well. Euro NZD has ran through all of this. We are quite evident. Oh no, I've done it again. He's done it again. Actually, I was going to say it's quite evidently, but no, that's our hourly low, which we have SFP'd, and we're still bullish on the hourly, guys. So this new open could definitely determine if we are bearish or bullish come Monday. Yeah, same thing. Just wait for the weekly, for the week to open. Same story here. USD CAD, very much so. Same story here. USD JPY. Same story here. You guessed it. Maybe if we can open like here, mitigate this, like just open here randomly, bang, come back, boom. That would be ideal. We'll see what happens. I'll set these alerts. It's all going to be going off tomorrow morning. Euro GBP. Yeah, not too interested in this range at the moment. NZD CAD. It's not confirmed. Wait for market open. And AUD USD. Yeah, this is kind of too low time frame for our liking. Way too low time frame for our liking. Yeah, and that's it, guys. That's it for crypto and Forex. And we've done it sub an hour. Yeah, quite a lot, especially more so in the crypto side. I feel like we're going to be trending upwards in the short term, so expect us to go higher. Don't even this move here. Don't try don't try short these moves that look like this. BNB is kind of the closest thing to a potential distribution, which hasn't confirmed yet. But even so, you got supply above, so yeah, that's kind of, and yeah, and then we have this XLM move as well, which is a potential accumulation and also a potentially nice spot buy. And other than that, I'm just going to sift through these pairs once again real quick, just in case I forgot to say anything. But yeah, other than that, a lot of these other pairs, as you can see, they're kind of just, you just want to wait for them to confirm on a higher time frame. Is there anything happening here with Tau? Yeah, nice liquidity up here. Even Tau, as a matter of fact, can be a potentially nice short for now. We'll see. I'll move that up. But yeah, as of now, guys, just be patient. Like, I feel like I say this all the time, but there's people still just rushing entries for the sake of clicking a button. But yeah, that's it. That is the market. Expect short term, expect higher in crypto. USDT is going lower in the short term, so we will see what happens. In terms of potential rejection POIs for USDT dominance, probably somewhere in there. Yeah, can't do my bar unfortunately, but yeah, we'll see what happens. That is today's market check. I will catch you all tomorrow. Peace.